Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. I was kind of in the mood to do a baseball video today and more of like a retro or vintage type video. So we're going to look at some baseball cards that are old and then some baseball cards that aren't old but kind of look old or have that feel. And so first, the actual vintage cards. I've shown this in a couple episodes of late, but I'm storing my 1954 Bowman set build in this globe box that I picked up, this wooden box. And had shown all of these that are in here in a previous episode, but was rummaging through and kind of doing some cleaning and organizing in my office and ran across another small batch of them that I've never shown here on the channel. So I'm going to throw these into the box with those. And before I do, let's just take a quick look at them. So we've got Carl Drews here with the Phillies, a little bit fuzzy, not the best print registration on that particular card. Here's a Warren Hacker with the Cubs. Nice looking painting there. I love the Cubs jerseys with the red line across underneath the Chicago. Here's a nice Orioles card here of Dwayne Pillette. I believe was a pitcher. And a very interesting background there. I like the stadium and kind of the warm-up scenario that's going on with multiple, presumably teammates, tossing the ball around back there. That's pretty cool. Speaking of cool backgrounds, here's a Sal Evers. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or if it's Ivers, but great look at the old school Cardinals logo there with a Cardinal perched on each end of the bat. Love it, and a nice stadium backdrop on that one as well. And most of these are, similar condition to the others that I've shown in the past. They're clean, they don't have writing on them or holes in them or, big giant bends or creases, but they're not cards that are going to grade, PSA 10 either. Kind of going like mid-grade with these Bowmans. Here's a Bob Porterfield with the Washington Senators. He looks very, very serious there. And then this is probably the best one out of today's stack, Eno Slaughter, the St. Louis Cardinals. I've always loved this one. I got this on ComC years back for like $5, but just love his smile and his look and his kind of oversized schnoz there, which I can relate to. So pretty great card there of a Hall of Famer. Add that into the set pursuit. Here's another Cub, Bob Rush. If I remember, I think this guy was a super tall individual. Yeah, 6'5", 200 pounds. So pretty tall and lanky. Cool card there of Bob Rush, or is it Roush? Yeah, Rush. Here's a Solly Hemus, and this one does have a crease in it, which is unusual for mine. It does have like a surface crease from the bottom corner in, but when you're looking at it straight on, doesn't look that bad. And I try to just get the cheapest examples that I can that look nice when it comes to the common players, and then try to get nicer stuff for the stars and Hall of Famers. Here's a Mel Hoderline, also with the Washington Senators. Just a couple more of these left. Here's Stu Miller, and this one is pretty badly creased across the middle in multiple places, so may look to upgrade that one someday, but I mean, it still doesn't look that bad for what it is. Here's a very good catcher for many years, Sherm Lawler with the Chicago White Sox. Love the look of this one. Kind of looks like a little kid for some reason, like a Little League card. And then the last of today's 54 Bowman is Joe Presco, another Cardinals card. So a Cardinals heavy batch today, but I don't know if that was maybe another dozen or so cards there towards the set pursuit. So getting a little bit closer with each passing day on that one. And then for the second part of the video, have some cards that aren't old, but they sort of look old or have that feel to them. And these are from the first ever Gypsy Queen baseball set that Topps produced. And this ended up being a pretty successful line that still exists to this day. They're still making Gypsy Queen sets every year. Kind of fallen off. I haven't kept good track of them over the years, but I did really like this first release in 2011. And this is at a time when I had only been back in the hobby for a few years and was still kind of buying whatever came out and was much more into ripping packs, and decided that I loved these parallels in particular. So the base cards don't look like these. These are framed brown parallels. So the image here, the painting, is actually inset, and you can kind of see on this top curve here what I'm talking about. There's some shadowing in there, and that's because the brown border of this is really raised up like a frame, and the painting is inset. But it also has like a little bit of shine to it. It's almost like gold speckle or something on the border. It's faint, but if you get it in the right light, it kind of catches. So it's not obnoxiously shiny, and I think it kind of works in a way to tie like this modern set design with these older subjects and paintings. And of course, this Gypsy Queen set, as with all of them, has a mix of current players and retired stars. So this Jackie Robinson here is a really nice example. And, you know, while not rare at all or even scarce, these are serial numbered to $9.99. And if I recall, they made 100 of the cards in this set available in this particular parallel. There was also a green frame, which is exactly what it sounds like, but is not serial numbered. And then there were these brown frame parallels. So let's take a look at some of these. I never completed the 100 card set, but I would like to someday, and I think I'm more than halfway there anyway. This may not be all of mine, but it's a stack that I ran across and figured I would video here before filing away. So here's a nice Tris speaker, and I love that image, just beautiful. The paintings in this first year of Gypsy Queen were really, really nice. Here's a Frank Robinson, his teammate, Jim Palmer. Great shot there. And here's a modern player, Jason Hayward. So they did these parallels for both modern and retired players on the checklist. Brooks Robinson. So pretty Orioles heavy here in the early going. Great shot of Brooks there with his very small visor helmet that he was known for. Here's a Matt Kemp, name from the past there. Ian Kinsler, another guy you don't really think much about these days, but had a good career. Here's Big Train Walter Johnson. I love this card. I mean, this looks turn of the century like. I think they did a really good job with the Gypsy Queen design and the aesthetics of this first year set. You know, holding these next to, 54 Bowman, they don't really seem that out of place. So nice job on a modern set here from Topps. Here's a Johnny Mize, who I usually think of with the Yankees, but is with the Cardinals here. George Sisler, also with the Cardinals. Great shot there. Oh, I'm sorry, the Browns, in the case of George Sisler. Jimmy Fox, double X with the Athletics. Nice smile there. It's a Big Papi, David Ortiz, who can now say that he is in the Hall of Fame alongside these guys. It was not the case when this set came out, but it is now. Of course, we had Jimmy Fox in one uniform, and here he is in the other. You can tell which one I like best as a Red Sox fan. There's a Gary Carter, one of the better catchers in the history of baseball. Very underrated guy, and someone who I came to appreciate even more after reading a little bit about him in Joe Posnanski's Baseball 100. A really, really solid player there. Here's a Uke, Kevin Youkilis, maybe one of the lesser-known guys that was on the checklist, but he was a pretty big deal around 2011, which is when these came out. It's hard to believe this inaugural Gypsy Queen set is well over 10 years old now. Here's future Hall of Famer and 3,000 strikeout club member CC Sabathia. Got a Justin Morneau with the Twins here. Nice shot of him. Hunter Pence for Houston, probably one of the least exciting cards in this stack, at least for me. Nelson Cruz with the Rangers. Here's Starlin Castro, I believe, with the Cubs. Ubaldo Jimenez for the Rockies. And then the very last card is a sneaky tough one, and I'm glad I have this in my kind of slow build set. Nolan Ryan with the Texas Rangers. So that's going to complete this look at the Gypsy Queen brown framed parallels from that inaugural 2011 Gypsy Queen set. So there you go, some cards that are old and some cards that just look old. So I hope you enjoyed this look at a 54 Bowman and 2011 Gypsy Queen brown framed. So there's a little bit of baseball for you, and then I will certainly be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, I hope you're enjoying the hobby and staying safe. Take care.